So let's revise last classes for our Tamil medium students so they can get some kind of knowledge in Tamil medium. Then after that, I will continue the classes in English medium. Okay. So students, நாம இதுவரைக்கும் நம்ம பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கிற விஷயத்தை பார்த்தீங்கன்னு சொன்னா நாம நம்மளுடைய சிலபஸ் டிஜிட்டல் பிஸ்னஸ் ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜியை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் ஆஃப் டெக்னாலஜி தொழில்நுட்பத்தை முகாமை செய்கிறது என்கின்ற பார்ட் ஏல நம்ம பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கிறோம். இதன் அடிப்படையில் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் ஆஃப் டெக்னாலஜி 10% சிலபஸ் தான் நம்ம இப்போதைக்கு நம்ம கவர் பண்ண ட்ரை பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கிறோம். ஸோ இந்த மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் ஆஃப் டெக்னாலஜியை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் இதுவரைக்கும் நம்ம பார்த்து படிச்சிருக்கிற விஷயங்கள் ஐடென்டிஃபை த கீ கன்செப்ட்ஸ் ஆஃப் டெக்னாலஜி மேனேஜ்மெண்ட். இதில் இப்போ வி நோ வாட் இஸ் த மீனிங் ஆஃப் டெக்னாலஜி. ஸோ டெக்னாலஜி என்பதனுடைய அர்த்தம் நமக்கு தெரியும். நம்ம ஏற்கனவே பார்த்த மாதிரி நம்மளோட தியரட்டிக்கல் நாலேஜை வச்சு ஒரு டூல்ஸை, ஒரு சிஸ்டமை, ஒரு பிளாட்ஃபார்மை நம்ம உருவாக்குறோம்னு சொன்னால் அதை டெக்னாலஜின்னு சொல்லுவோம். ஏன் இந்த டெக்னாலஜியை நம்ம மேனேஜ் பண்ணணும், இந்த டெக்னாலஜி முக்கியமாக இந்த மேனுஃபேக்சரிங் டெக்னாலஜியில் இருக்கக்கூடிய கம்போனன்ட்ஸ் என்ன இருக்குதுங்கிறத பார்த்துருந்தோம். எஸ்கர்வ் என்பதை பற்றி பார்த்துருந்தோம். அதாவது தொழில்நுட்பம் ஒவ்வொரு ஸ்டேஜில் போகும், இது 3 ஸ்டேஜ் இருக்குன்னு சொல்லி நம்ம பார்த்துருந்தோம். தென் 1.2 லாஸ்ட் கிளாஸ்ல நம்ம ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணியிருந்தோம். ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜி என்பதனுடைய கன்செப்ட், அதே மாதிரி டெக்னாலஜி மேனேஜ்மெண்ட், தொழில்நுட்பத்தை முகாமைத்துவம் செய்யறதுக்கும் ஒரு நிறுவனம் ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜியை ஃபார்முலேஷன் பண்றதுக்கும் என்னன்னு பார்த்தோம். இதுல முக்கியமாக ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜி என்பது என்ன, பல்வேறுபட்ட நபர்கள் பல்வேறுபட்ட காலகட்டங்களில் கொடுக்கப்பட்ட ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜிக்கான சைட்டேஷன்ஸ் என்ன என்பது இதுல நமக்கு தெரிஞ்சிச்சு. ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜி என்பது ஒரு பேட்டர்ன் ஆஃப் டிசிஷன் ரூல்ஸ். ஒரு டிசிஷன் எடுக்கும்போது அந்த கம்பெனி எதனை மனசுல வச்சுட்டு டிசிஷன் எடுக்கணும், அதன் காரணமாக அவங்க எப்படி போய் அவங்களுடைய இலக்குகளை அடைவாங்க என்பதுதான் ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜி அப்படின்னு சொல்றது. இதுல முக்கியமாக இந்த காம்படிட்டிவ் அட்வான்டேஜ் என்பது என்னன்னு சொல்லியிருந்தேன். காம்படிட்டிவ் அட்வான்டேஜ் என்பது ஒரு நிறுவனம் இன்னொரு நிறுவனத்துல இருந்து வேறுபடுத்தக்கூடிய அவங்களுக்கே உரித்தான ஈஸியாக காப்பி பண்ண முடியாத விஷயத்தை நம்ம காம்படிட்டிவ் அட்வான்டேஜ்னு சொல்லுவோம். ஸோ இந்த காம்படிட்டிவ் அட்வான்டேஜ் என்பது என்ன, அது என்னென்ன லெவல்ஸ்ல இருக்கும், அதனை எவ்வாறு நம்ம தீர்மானிப்பது அப்படிங்கிற விஷயங்கள் நம்ம பார்க்கணும். ரைட். ஸோ இதன் அடிப்படையில் லாஸ்ட் கிளாஸ்ல நம்ம கவர் பண்ணியிருந்த விஷயங்கள் இன்ட்ரடக்ஷன் டு மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் ஆஃப் டெக்னாலஜியில் இது நான் ஆல்ரெடி சொன்ன மாதிரி டெக்னாலஜி என்பது அப்ளிகேஷன் ஆஃப் நாலேஜ். நம்மளுடைய நாலேஜை அப்ளை பண்றோம் எதற்காக, டு கிரியேட் டூல் சிஸ்டம்ஸ் ஓ மெத்தட்ஸ். தென் கிளாசிஃபிகேஷன், பேஸ் டெக்னாலஜி, கீ டெக்னாலஜி, பேசிங் டெக்னாலஜி, இது எல்லாத்துக்கும் உதாரணம் தந்திருந்தேன். ஏன் நம்ம டெக்னாலஜியை மேனேஜ் பண்ணணும், ஒரு மேனுஃபேக்சரிங் டெக்னாலஜியில் இருக்கக்கூடிய கம்போனன்ட்ஸ் என்ன, எஸ்கர்வ் என்பது என்ன சம்பந்தமாக நம்ம பார்த்திருந்த விஷயம். தென் லாஸ்ட் கிளாஸ்ல நம்ம பார்த்தது ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜி என்பது என்ன. ஸோ ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜி என்பதை பத்தி என்சோப் சொல்றது டிசிஷன் ரூல். நீங்க தீர்மானங்களை எடுக்கும் போது என்னென்ன ரூல்ஸை நீங்க ஃபாலோ பண்ணுவீங்க, என்னென்ன கைட்லைன்ஸ் வந்து உங்களோட பிசினஸ்னுடைய தந்திரோபாயத்துக்கு நீங்க யூஸ் பண்ணுவீங்க, இதுதான் பொதுவாகவே எல்லாராலையும் சொல்லப்பட்டது. பாருங்க, ஒரு பேட்டர்ன் ஆஃப் ஒப்ஜெக்டிவ்ஸ். நீங்க டிசிஷன் எடுக்கும்போது என்ன பேட்டர்ன்ல உங்களோட குறிக்கோள்களை வச்சிருக்கீங்க, கன்சிஸ்டண்டா நீங்க எந்த பேட்டர்ன்ல உங்களோட டிசிஷன்ஸை எடுக்கிறீங்க அப்படிங்கிற விஷயங்கள் மாதிரி சொல்லியிருந்தாங்க. தென் ஒரு ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜிக்கா நீங்க டிசிஷன் எடுக்கும்போது ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜிக் டிசிஷன்ஸ் என்பது என்ன அப்படின்னு பார்த்தா உங்களோட நிறுவனத்தினுடைய ஸ்கோப் ஆஃப் அ ஃபர்ம்ஸ் ஆக்டிவிட்டி, ஒரு நிறுவனத்தினுடைய நடவடிக்கைகள் எந்த எல்லைக்குள்ள இருக்கணும், அது உங்களுடைய சூழல், உங்கள்கிட்ட காணப்படுகின்ற வளங்கள், உங்களுடைய கெப்பாசிட்டி, வேல்யூஸ் இதோட ஒத்து போற மாதிரியாக இருக்கணும்னு சொல்லி இந்த ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜிக் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் என்பது நம்ம டெவலப் பண்ணி ஒரு ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜியை அதை இம்ப்ளிமெண்ட் பண்றதாக இருக்கும்னு சொல்லி முக்கியமாக உங்களுக்கு இந்த 3 லெவல்ஸ்ல ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜி இருக்கிறத பத்தி நான் சொல்லி தந்திருந்தேன். தட் இஸ் பிசினஸ் ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜி, கோஆபரேட் ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜி அண்ட் டெக்னாலஜி ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜி. ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் ஹியர். ஸோ கோஆபரேட் ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜி என்பது அந்த கம்பெனியுடைய ஒட்டுமொத்தமான எல்லை எங்க நோக்கி போகுது, அதனுடைய ஓவரால் ஸ்கோப் எப்படி இருக்குதுன்னு சொல்லி டாப் லெவலில் எடுக்கக்கூடிய தீர்மானங்கள், அதற்கான தந்திரோபாயங்களாகவும், பிசினஸ் ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜி என்பது ஒரு பெர்டிகுலர் மார்க்கெட்ல பெர்டிகுலர் ப்ராடக்ட்டை எப்படி பொசிஷன் பண்றது சம்பந்தமாக இருக்கும் என்பதும், டெக்னாலஜி ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜி என்பது இந்த கோஆபரேட் ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜியையும் பிசினஸ் ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜியையும் அடைஞ்சு கொள்றது நம்ம டெக்னாலஜியை எப்படி நம்ம பயன்படுத்துறோம் என்பது இருக்கும்னு சொல்லி நம்ம பார்த்திருந்தோம். ஸோ இந்த கோஆபரேட் ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜியும் பிசினஸ் ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜியை நம்ம பயன்படுத்தி கொள்ளணும்னு சொன்னா நல்ல டெக்னாலஜி ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜி ஒன்று நம்ம கிட்ட இருக்கணும் என்பதுதான் இதனுடைய அர்த்தமாக இருக்கிறது. தென் ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜிக் அனாலிசிஸ் ப்ராசஸ், ரைட். ஸோ இந்த ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜிக் அனாலிசிஸ் ப்ராசஸ் நீங்க இந்த நம்ம தற்போதைய நம்மளோட கம்பெனி இருக்கக்கூடிய ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜி நம்மளினுடைய இப்ப இருக்கிற மார்க்கெட்டுக்கு ஏற்ற மாதிரி இருக்குதா என்பதை நீங்க அடையாளம் காணணும்னா அந்த கம்பெனியுடைய விஷன், மிஷன், வேல்யூஸை நீங்க புரிஞ்சு கொள்ளணும்னு சொல்லியிருந்தேன். இதுல தான் நான் முக்கியமாக இந்த விஷன், மிஷன், வேல்யூஸை உங்களுக்கு அடையாளப்படுத்துறதுக்காக டயலாக் கம்பெனியினுடைய விஷயங்களை நான் எடுத்திருந்தேன். ஸோ டயலாக் கம்பெனி அவங்களுடைய விஷனை எப்படி வச்சிருக்கிறாங்க, அவங்களுடைய மிஷன் என்ன மாதிரி இருக்கிறது, அதற்காக அவங்களுடைய வேல்யூஸ்ன்னு சொல்லக்கூடிய இன்டிகிரிட்டி, அதாவது நேர்மையா நடந்து கொள்ற, கஸ்டமரை ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்ணி சர்வீஸ் கொடுக்குற, இனோவேஷன் புதிய விடயங்களை கொண்டு வர, எல்லாரையும் மதிக்கிற அந்த மாதிரியான விஷயங்கள் இருக்குன்னு சொல்லி இதுல தான் இந்த சார்ட்ஸ் ரொம்ப முக்கியம். எப்படி ஒரு நிறுவனம் தன்னுடைய ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜிக் அனாலிசிஸ் பண்ண இயலும்னு சொன்னா கரண்டா இப்ப இருக்கக்கூடிய ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜி பொருத்தமானதா இல்லையா என்பதை எக்ஸ்டர்னல் என்வாயர்மெண்ட், வெளியால் இருக்கக்கூடிய சூழல் ஆய்வு செஞ்சும், அனாலிசிஸ் ஆஃப் இன்டர்னல் என்வாயர்மெண்ட், உள்ளக ரீதியான சூழலை ஆய்வு செஞ்சும் நம்ம பார்க்க முடியும். பார்த்து இந்த கரண்ட் ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜியும் நம்மளினுடைய சூழலும் ஒத்து போகுதா என்பதனை நம்ம பார்க்கறதுக்கு அந்த கம்பெனியுடைய விஷன், மிஷன், ஃபியூச்சர்ல பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸுக்கு ஏற்ற மாதிரி இந்த கரண்ட் ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜி இருக்குதான்னு நம்ம இவலுவேட் பண்ணணும். அது பிறகு அப்படி இல்லைன்னு சொன்னா ஆல்டர்னேட்டிவாக வேற என்ன ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜிஸை நம்ம கொண்டு வரலாம்னு சொல்லி அதனை மதிப்பீடு செய்து அதுல நாம ரெக்கமெண்டேஷனை நம்ம கொடுப்போம். ஸோ இதுதான் இந்த ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜிக் அனாலிசிஸ் ப்ராசஸ் சம்பந்தமாக நம்ம பார்த்திருந்த விஷயங்கள். அண்ட் அது பிறகு நான் உங்களுக்கு கம்பேட்டிட்டிவ் அட்வான்டேஜை பத்தி சொல்லியிருந்தேன். கம்பேட்டிட்டிவ் அட்வான்டேஜ் என்பது நான் ஏற்கனவே சொன்ன மாதிரி ஒரு நிறுவனம் மற்றைய நிறுவனத்தை பார்க்க நமக்கிட்ட என்ன இருக்குது ஈஸியாக காப்பி பண்ண முடியாம அப்படின்னு சொன்னா அது நாம கம்பேட்டிட்டிவ் அட்வான்டேஜ் சொல்லுவோம். ஸோ இந்த கம்பேட்டிட்டிவ் அட்வான்டேஜ் நமக்கு இருக்குதா இல்லையான்னு நம்ம பார்க்கணும்னா நம்ம நிறுவனத்தில் காணப்படுகின்ற எக்ஸ்டர்னல் அண்ட் இன்டர்னல் ஃபேக்டர்ஸ், நிறுவனத்துக்கு உள்ளேயும் வெளியேயும் இருக்கக்கூடிய காரணிகளை நாம சரியாக மதிப்பிடணும். அப்படி மதிப்பிடும் போதுதான் போர்ட்டர் என்று சொல்லக்கூடிய ஒரு பிரபலமான ஒரு நபர், அவர் வந்து இந்த மார்க்கெட்டிங் சம்பந்தமாக எழுதக்கூடிய ஒரு ப்ரொஃபசர், அவர் வந்து 5 ஃபோர்சஸ் மாடல் என்று சொல்லக்கூடிய ஒரு மாடலை வந்துட்டு அறிமுகப்படுத்துறார். இந்த 5 ஃபோர்சஸ் மாடல்ஸ் வந்துட்டு ரொம்ப ரொம்ப முக்கியம் உங்களுடைய எக்ஸாமினேஷனுக்கு. இந்த 5 விஷயங்கள் என்னங்கிறது உங்களுக்கு நினைவுல, ரிமெம்பர்ல எப்பயுமே இருக்கணும். அதாவது த்ரெட் ஆஃப் நியூ என்ட்ரன்ஸ் சொன்னா புதிய கம்பெடிட்டர்ஸ் வந்து மார்க்கெட்டுக்குள்ள வாரது, அதே மாதிரி பார்கெனிங் பவர் ஆஃப் பையர்ஸ் என்ற பொருட்களை கொள்வனவு செய்யறவங்களுக்கு பேரம் பேசக்கூடிய ஆற்றல் கூட இருந்தா எப்படி இருக்கும். த்ரெட்ஸ் ஆஃப் சப்ஸ்டிடியூட் ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ், அதாவது அதிகமாக நம்மளை போன்ற பயனை பொருளை நாம பொருளை விற்கிறோம், அதே பயனை கொடுக்கக்கூடிய பல்வேறு பொருட்கள் மார்க்கெட்ல இருந்தா என்ன நடக்கும். அதே மாதிரி பார்கெனிங் பவர் ஆஃப் சப்ளைஸ், பேரம் பேசக்கூடிய ஆற்றல் நமக்கு பொருளை வழங்குறவங்களுக்கு இருந்தா அதே மாதிரி எந்த அளவுக்கு கம்பெடிஷன் நம்ம மார்க்கெட்டுக்குள்ள இருக்குது. இந்த 5 விடயங்களும் தான் இந்த போட்டோஸினுடைய 5 ஃபோர்சஸ் மாடல் காம்படிஷன்ல வரும். இது 5மே ரொம்ப 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 முக்கியம். இது என்னங்கிறது அட்லீஸ்ட் உங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சிருந்தா தான் உங்களுக்கு எம்சிக்யூ கொஸ்டின்ஸை உங்களுக்கு ஹேண்டில் பண்ண முடியுமா இருக்கும். இது ஒவ்வொன்றையும் பத்தி வெரி வெரி டீடைல்டா நம்ம கடைசி கிளாஸ்ல நம்ம பார்த்திருந்தோம். உங்களுக்கு ஆல்ரெடி நான் டுடே வந்துட்டு ஆன்லைன்ல நீங்க பேமெண்ட் பண்ணி எடுத்துக்கொள்றதுக்கான லிங்கையும் நான் உங்களுக்கு போட்டிருந்தேன். அப்படி பண்ணாதவங்க ஆன்லைன்ல பேமெண்ட்டை பண்ணுங்க. அப்படி இல்லாட்டி நான் உங்களுக்கு மெனுவலா நீங்க எப்படி பேமெண்ட் பண்ணணுங்கிறதுக்கான டீடைல்ஸ் நான் உங்களுக்கு சொல்றேன். தென் முக்கியமாக இந்த ஆர்விபி அப்படின்னு சொல்லக்கூடிய ஒரு கன்செப்டுக்கு வந்திருந்தோம். இது ரிசோர்ஸ் பேஸ்ட் மாடல். இதுல முக்கியம் என்னன்னு சொன்னா இந்த போர்ட்டர்ஸினுடைய 5 ஃபோர்சஸ் மாடல் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் எக்ஸ்டர்னலா இருக்கக்கூடிய என்வாயர்மெண்ட், அதாவது த்ரெட் ஆஃப் நியூ என்ட்ரன்ஸ், புதியவங்க ஒருத்தவங்க வாராங்கிறதோ அல்லது பார்கெனிங் பவர் ஆஃப் சப்ளைஸ், வழங்குனர்களுக்கு பேரம் பேசக்கூடிய ஆற்றலோ அல்லது நம்மளோட பொருளை வாங்குற கஸ்டமர்ஸுக்கு பேரம் பேசக்கூடிய ஆற்றலோ, இது எல்லாமே வெளியக சூழலை வச்சு தான் நம்மளுடைய கம்பெடிட்டிவ் அட்வான்டேஜ் நம்ம பார்க்கோம். அப்படி இல்லாமலுக்கு நம்ம நிறுவனத்துக்குள்ள இருக்கக்கூடிய இன்டர்னல் ஃபேக்டர்ஸை வச்சு நாம நம்ம கம்பெடிட்டிவ் அட்வான்டேஜ் நம்ம பார்க்கறது தான் இந்த ரிசோர்ஸ் பேஸ்ட் வியூ மாடல்னு சொல்லக்கூடிய ஆர்விபியா இருக்கும். ஸோ இந்த ஆர்பிபில 3 ஸ்டெப்ஸ் இருக்குது. இதுல ஃபர்ஸ்ட்டுக்கு நம்ம நிறுவனத்தினுடைய கீ ரிசோர்ஸ்னா நம்ம நிறுவனத்தில் இருக்கக்கூடிய முக்கியமான வளங்கள் என்னன்னு பார்க்கணும். அந்த வளங்கள் எல்லாமே இந்த விஆர்ஐஎன் கேட்டகரி, வேல்யூபிள், ரேர், இம்பர்ஃபெக்ட்லி இமிட்டபிள், நான் சப்ஸ்டிடியூபிள். வேல்யூபிள்னு சொன்னா ரொம்ப பெருமதியானதாக இருக்கிறது, அரிதானதாக இருக்கிறது. ரேர் என்பது இம்பர்ஃபெக்ட்லி இமிட்டபிள்னு சொன்னா பெர்ஃபெக்டா யாராலையுமே நம்ம விஷயத்தை காப்பி பண்ண முடியாம இருக்குது. அதே மாதிரி நான் சப்ஸ்டிடியூட்டபிள், நம்ம ரிசோர்ஸை பதிலாக வேற எந்த ஒரு ரிசோர்ஸுமே அவங்க பயன்படுத்த முடியாம இருக்குது. இப்படி ஒரு ரிசோர்ஸை நம்ம உருவாக்கணும். அப்படி நம்மளோட வளங்கள் அப்படி இல்லாட்டி இந்த முதலாவது கிரைட்டீரியாவுக்குள்ளே 2வது கிரைட்டீரியாவுக்கு வார மாதிரியான வளங்களை நீங்க உருவாக்கி கொள்ளணும். இதுதான் இந்த ஆர்விபியினுடைய 3 ஸ்டெப்ஸ் இருக்கும். இதுல உங்களுக்கு நான் ஒரு கூகுள் நிறுவனத்தை எடுத்து அவங்களுடைய கீ ரிசோர்ஸ் என்று சொல்லி தந்திருந்தேன். இது விஆர்ஐஎன் கேட்டகரிக்குள்ள போகுமான்னு சொல்லி தந்திருந்தேன். அதில் அப்படி இல்லைன்னு சொன்னா எப்படி டெவலப் பண்றது. ஸோ இதுதான் இந்த ரிசோர்ஸ் பேஸ்ட் வியூ மாடலாக இருக்க போற விஷயம். தென் அது பிறகு முக்கியமாக மிக மிக முக்கியம், பிகாஸ் என்டையர் கோர்ஸ் ஜேர்னில நம்ம ரிசோர்ஸ் பேசுவோம், கேப்பபிலிட்டிஸ் பேசுவோம், கம்பீட்டன்சிஸ் பேசுவோம். ஸோ இந்த 3மே உங்களுக்கு அர்த்தம் புரிஞ்சிருக்கும். ஸோ நம்மளோட சிலபஸை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் கேப்பபிலிட்டிஸ் என்பது ரிசோர்ஸையும் சொல்றாங்க, கம்பீட்டன்சியும் சொல்றாங்க. ஒரு நிறுவனத்துல அவங்களுக்கு இருக்கக்கூடிய வளங்களும் அவங்களுடைய கம்பீட்டன்சிஸும் சேர்ந்து கேப்பபிலிட்டிஸ்னு சொல்லுவோம். ரிசோர்ஸ்னு சொன்னா கண்ணுக்கு தெரியக்கூடிய மெஷின், பிசிக்கல் அசெட்ஸ் இருக்கும். அதே மாதிரி இன்டான்ஜிபிள் அசெட்ஸ், அந்த நிறுவனத்தில் காணப்படுகின்ற நாலேஜ், எப்படி செய்யறங்கிறது, அவங்களோட பிராண்ட் வேல்யூ, ரெப்யூட்டேஷன் எல்லாமே ரிசோர்ஸ். ஸோ இந்த ரிசோர்ஸஸும் அதே மாதிரி கம்பீட்டன்சிஸ் என்ன, இந்த வளங்களை எப்படியெல்லாம் பயன்படுத்தக்கூடிய அந்த ஆற்றல், அந்த நுட்பம் அவங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சிருக்கக்கூடியது கம்பீட்டன்சிஸ் சொல்லுவோம். இது ஒரு செயற்பாடாக, ஆக்டிவிட்டிஸாக, ப்ராசஸாக, மெத்தடாக இருக்கலாம். இது ரெண்டையும் சேர்த்து நம்ம கேப்பபிலிட்டின்னு சொல்றோம். ஸோ இது சம்பந்தமாக நான் உங்களுக்கு நிறைய விளக்கங்களை தந்திருந்தேன். ஒரு டேஞ்சிபிள் அசட்ஸ் ரிசோர்ஸ் என்பது நான் சொல்லியிருந்தேன். இதுக்கு கொக்கோ கோலாவை எடுத்து கொக்கோ கோலாக்கு இருக்கக்கூடிய பொட்டில் மேனுஃபேக்சரிங் பண்ணக்கூடிய பெரிய பெரிய ஃபேக்டரிஸ் எல்லாம் கண்ணுக்கு தெரியக்கூடிய அவங்களோட வளங்கள் என்று சொல்லி அவங்க இதுவரை காலைக்கும் 100க்கும் மேற்பட்ட வருடங்களாக உருவாக்கி வச்சிருக்கக்கூடிய கொக்கோ கோலாங்கிற பிராண்ட் வந்துட்டு கண்ணுக்கு தெரியாத வளங்களாக இருக்கும்னு சொல்லியும் இந்த கேப்பபிலிட்டிஸ் எம்பெடட் அண்ட் ஹார்ட் டு இமிட்டேட். இப்போ எப்பயுமே ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் இந்த ரிசோர்ஸை வந்துட்டு ஈஸியாக காப்பி பண்ணிட்டு போகலாம். ஒரு பிராண்டை உருவாக்க நினைக்கிறவங்க எஸ் ஒரு லோகோ கிரியேட் பண்ணி ஒரு பிராண்டை உருவாக்கலாம். அதே மாதிரிக்கு பொட்டில்ஸ் தயாரிக்கணும்னு நினைக்கிறவங்க சிம்பிளாக அதே பொட்டில்ஸ் கொடுக்கக்கூடிய மேனுஃபேக்சர்கிட்ட போயிட்டு செய்யலாம். ஸோ சிம்பிள் வேர்ட்ஸ்ல கம்பேரபிலிட்டி பண்ணும்போது வளங்கள்னு சொல்லக்கூடிய ரிசோர்ஸை மற்றவங்க ஈஸியாக இமிட்டேட் பண்ணலாம். இமிட்டேட் பண்ணலாம்னா காப்பி பண்ணிட்டு போகலாம். ஆனா கேப்பபிலிட்டிஸ் என்பதை காப்பி பண்ண முடியாது. பிகாஸ் அந்த வளங்களை பயன்படுத்தக்கூடிய ஆற்றல் என்பது பல வருஷங்களாக பல ஆயிரக்கான பல நூற்றுக்கணக்கான வருடங்களாக அல்லது பல 20-30 வருடங்களாக அவங்க வேலை செஞ்சு பெற்றுக்கொண்ட அந்த எபிலிட்டியை ஈஸியா காப்பி பண்ண முடியாது. ஸோ கம்பேரபிலிட்டி கைஸ் கேப்பபிலிட்டிஸ் என்று சொல்லக்கூடியதை டிஃபிகல்ட் டு எம்பர்ட் ஆக வரும். ஸோ இதை நான் உங்களுக்கு சொல்லியிருந்தேன். இப்போ அமேசான் நிறுவனம் வந்து அவங்க இவ்வளோ பெரிய கம்பெனிஸ் என்பதும் எப்படி அவங்க லொஜிஸ்டிக்கை ஹேண்டில் பண்றாங்க, அவ்வளோ பில்லியன் கஸ்டமர்ஸுக்கு டைமுக்கு டெலிவரி பண்றாங்கிறது வெறும் ரிசோர்சஸ் மட்டும் கிடையாது. அதை எப்படி செய்யணும், அந்த வளங்களை எப்படி பயன்படுத்தணும்னு சொல்லி இருக்கக்கூடிய கேப்பபிலிட்டிஸும் கூட என்பதை நான் சொல்லியிருந்தேன். அட் த சேம் டைம் கம்பீட்டன்சிஸ் நம்ம பார்க்கும்போது capabilities. So capabilities என்று சொல்லும்போது it is including the resources and also it is including the competencies. So leveraging the capabilities. உதாரணத்துக்கு இதுல வந்து நான் ஹைலைட் பண்ணிக்கிற இடங்களை பார்த்தீங்கன்னு சொன்னா ஒரு நிறுவனம் அவங்களினுடைய கேப்பபிலிட்டிஸ் சொல்லும்போது அவங்களுடைய வளங்களும் சரி, அவங்கள்ட்ட அந்த வளங்களை பயன்படுத்தக்கூடிய ஆற்றலையும் பயன்படுத்தி ஒரு ஏரியாவில் எக்ஸெப்ஷனலா ரொம்ப அதிகமாகவே நல்லா பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணினாங்கன்னா அதுதான் அவங்களுடைய கம்பீட்டன்சிஸ் சொல்லுவோம். ஸோ ஆப்பிள் நிறுவனம் வந்து டிசைனிங்ல அவங்களினுடைய கம்பீட்டன்சி இருக்குதுங்கிறத நான் பத்தி சொல்லியிருந்தேன். இதெல்லாம் சொல்லிட்டு தான் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் முக்கியமான சார்ட், இந்த மாதிரியான சார்ட் தான் உங்களுக்கு கொஸ்டினாக உங்களுக்கு வரும். ஸோ இட் இஸ் வெரி வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் டு நோ. ஸோ இதுல வந்து நான் டேஞ்சிபிள் ரிசோர்சஸ் கண்ணுக்கு தெரியக்கூடிய சொத்துக்கள் வந்து நிதி ஃபைனான்ஸுக்குள்ளேயும் நம்ம கொண்டு வரலாம், பிசிக்கலுக்குள்ளேயும் கொண்டு வரலாம்னு சொல்லியிருந்தேன். ஃபைனான்ஸை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் அது ஒரு வளமாக நம்ம என்னத்தை பார்க்குறோம்னு சொன்னா அந்த வளம்ல என்னென்ன கேரக்டரிஸ்டிக்னா ஒரு ஃபைனான்ஸ் நமக்கு நல்ல வளமாக இருக்குதுன்னு சொன்னா நமக்கு நிறைய கடன் பெறக்கூடிய கெப்பாசிட்டி, போரோவிங் கெப்பாசிட்டி நமக்கு இருக்கணும். இன்டர்னல் ஃபண்ட் ஜென்ரேஷன் நிறுவனத்துக்கு உள்ள இருந்து இப்போ கஸ்டமர் நமக்கு தரணும்னு சொன்னா உடனடியாக அவங்ககிட்ட இருந்து ஃபண்ட்ஸ் நமக்கு வரக்கூடிய ஆற்றல் வந்து நமக்கு இருக்கணும். நம்மளோட மார்க்கெட் வேல்யூ எவ்வளோங்கிறது தெரியணும். இதெல்லாம் எப்படி தெரிஞ்சுக்கொள்வோம்? நமக்கு போரோவிங் கெப்பாசிட்டி ஒரு நிறுவனத்துக்கு ஃபைனான்ஸ்ல இருக்குதா இல்லையாங்கிறது அந்த நிறுவனத்தினுடைய டெப்ட் ஈக்விட்டி ரேஷியோ, அதாவது உரிமையோட ஒப்பிடும்போது கடனுக்கு எவ்வளவுக்கு விகிதம் இருக்குன்னு பார்ப்போம். ஸோ கடன் விகிதம் வந்துட்டு பார்க்கும்போது நம்ம 20% தான் கடன் எடுத்து வச்சுக்கிறோம்னா நிறைய பேருக்கு நமக்கு கடன் தர ரெடியா இருப்பாங்க. அதே மாதிரி கிரெடிட் ரேட்டிங், ஒவ்வொரு நிறுவனங்களுக்கும் கிரெடிட் ரேட்டிங் கொடுப்பாங்க. நம்ம கிரெடிட் ரேட்டிங் நல்லா இருந்தால் நமக்கு நல்ல ஃபைனான்ஸ் வந்துட்டு ஈஸியாக எடுத்துக்கொள்ள முடியுமா இருக்கு, இன்டர்னலாகவும் சரி எக்ஸ்டர்னலாகவும் சரி. அதே மாதிரி நம்ம கேஷ் ஃப்ளோ டெய்லி வந்துட்டு நமக்கு ப்ராஃபிட்டை பார்க்கும்போது கேஷ் ஃப்ளோ எவ்வளோக்கு வருது, நமக்கு சேல்ஸ் எவ்வளோக்கு போகுது, கேஷாக எவ்வளோக்கு வருது, இது எல்லாமே உங்களோட ஃபைனான்ஸுங்கிற ரிசோர்ஸ் நல்லா இருக்குதா இல்லையாங்கிறது சொல்லக்கூடிய இண்டிகேட்டர்ஸ் ஆയിരിக்கும். அதே மாதிரி ஃபிசிக்கலாக பார்க்கும்போது உங்கள்கிட்ட காணப்படுகின்ற பிளான்ட் அண்ட் எக்யூப்மெண்ட்டுடைய சைஸ் என்ன, லொகேஷன் என்னென்னத்தில் இருக்குது, நல்ல லேண்ட் இருக்குதா, நல்ல பில்டிங்ஸ் இருக்குதா, ரோ மெட்டீரியல்ஸ் இருக்குதாங்கிறத பொறுத்து நம்மளோட வளங்களை நம்ம தீர்மானிப்போம். அதே மாதிரி இன்டான்ஜிபிள் ரிசோர்ஸ்களை டெக்னாலஜி, இப்போ நீங்க பேட்டன்ஸ், உங்களோட ஆக்க உரிமைகள், காப்பிரைட்ஸ் பதிப்புரிமைகள், அதே மாதிரி எப்படி ஒரு விஷயத்தை செய்யற, அதே மாதிரி உங்களோட ப்ராடக்ட் சம்பந்தமாக உங்களோட சர்வீஸ் சம்பந்தமாக செய்யக்கூடிய ரிசர்ச் அண்ட் டெவலப்மெண்ட் ஃபெசிலிட்டிஸ், ஆராய்ச்சி அபிவிருத்தி வசதிகள் உங்கள்கிட்ட இருக்குது. டெக்னிக்கல் அண்ட் சயின்டிஃபிக் எம்ப்ளாயிஸ், உங்களோட டெக்னிக்கலா ஒரு விஷயத்தை எப்படி செய்யணும், சயின்டிஃபிக்கா எவ்வளவு செய்யணும்னு சொல்லக்கூடிய ஊழியர்கள் எல்லாம் இருக்கிறாங்கன்னு சொன்னா these are intangible resources. ஸோ இதெல்லாம் எப்படி நம்ம பார்க்குறோம்? ஒரு நிறுவனம் எத்தனை பேட்டன்ஸை வாங்கி வச்சுக்குது, எத்தனை காப்புரிமைகளை வாங்கி வச்சுக்கிறது, அதாவது எத்தனை ப்ராடக்ட்ஸை உற்பத்தி செய்யறதுக்கான அனுமதிகளை வாங்கி வச்சுக்கிறாங்க, ராயல்டி இன்கம், இவங்களினுடைய ப்ராடக்ட்ஸை உற்பத்தி செய்யறதுக்கு அனுமதி கொடுப்பதன் மூலமாக எவ்வளவு வருமானத்தை பெற்றுக்கொள்றாங்க, ஆர்என்டி எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர், ரிசர்ச் அண்ட் டெவலப்மெண்ட் எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சருக்காக ஒவ்வொரு வருஷம் எவ்வளவு செலவழிக்கிறாங்க, ஆர்என்டி ஸ்டாஃப்ஸ் எவ்வளவு இருக்கிறாங்கிறதெல்லாம் பார்த்து அந்த நிறுவனத்தில் இருக்கக்கூடிய வளங்களை நம்ம மதிப்பீடு செய்யலாம். அதே மாதிரி ரெப்யூட்டேஷன் போது மதிப்பு, எந்த அளவுக்கு பிராண்ட்ஸ் இருக்குது, கஸ்டமர் லோயலா எவ்வளவுக்கு இருக்கிறாங்க. ஸோ இதெல்லாம் நம்ம எப்படி பார்ப்போம்? பிராண்ட் ஈக்விட்டிங்கிற ஒரு விஷயத்தை கல்குலேஷன் பண்ணலாம். பிரைஸ் வந்து பிரீமியமா இருக்குதா, ரெகக்னிஷன் இருக்குதா என்பதை பொறுத்து. அண்ட் ஹியூமன் ரிசோர்ஸை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் அங்கே ட்ரைனிங், எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ், அடாப்டபிலிட்டி, கமிட்மெண்ட் எல்லாம் வரும். ஸோ இதை நம்ம எப்படி அளவிட முடியும்னு சொன்னால் எம்ப்ளாயிஸுக்கெல்லாம் குவாலிஃபிகேஷன் என்ன நினைக்கிறவங்களும் எடுத்துக்கிறாங்க, பே ரேட்ஸ் எப்படி இருக்குது, லேபர் வாரவங்க திடீர்னு விலகிட்டு போறாங்களா இல்லையான்னு சொல்லக்கூடிய விஷயங்கள். ஸோ இதை பத்தி எல்லாம் நம்ம ரொம்ப ரொம்ப விரிவாக நம்ம பார்த்திருந்தோம் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ். திஸ் இஸ் ஆல் அபவுட் திஸ் ரிசோர்சஸ், கேப்பபிலிட்டிஸ் அண்ட் கம்பீட்டன்சிஸ் சொல்லக்கூடிய விஷயங்கள். ரைட், தென் I think that's all we have covered, right? Isn't it? So these are the components we have covered in the previous class. Am I correct? So do you have any questions, guys? Do you have any additional questions to ask me? Vidurshan, did you understand all the concepts? And Umaim, Direction, Subhashini, Snega, Shahida, Netra, Rujitan, Revati, Rahman, Oshama, Nizos. Did you understand well the last two classes? Is it fine for you all? Students, if you chat me only, I can understand. Did you understand well, or do you have any particular problem in our study methods? Please let me know. Then only I can proceed, or I can change the exam. I can change the class strategy. Right? So you have to talk with me. Right. I hope so. Everyone is saying yes. So I'm assuming you are well with your studies. Right. So let's move to the next topic. It is called technology strategy. So we know about strategy. Strategy in the sense, it's a decision rules. It is a pattern of objectives. So now we are going to use the technology to make our business strategy. Right. So let me introduce some concepts according to your syllabus. So let's read this. So technology strategy. A technology strategy focuses on the issues such as the type of distinctive technological capabilities that can be source of the firm's competitive advantage, a level at which a firm should invest in technology development, a source of technology, internal or external, or timing of introduction of new technology. It's very simple, guys. You don't need to worry about much. Simply, the introduction is saying a technology strategy means the company is focusing on the technological capabilities. You know about capabilities now, the resources and the competencies. So these resources and competencies should give competitive advantage to the firm, right? So the firm should decide how much they can invest in a particular technology, particular research and development of a technology, right? Whether they can take the technology from the internal sources or the external sources, which timing they have to adapt for that technology. So they need to introduce a new technology or not. So this is something, the technology strategy means simply they are focusing on the distinctive technological capabilities, the resources and competence. You don't need to worry about the text here, just understand the concepts. So now we are going to move to the very important framework that is called BMW framework, content of technology strategy. So BMW framework. So this BMW framework, it identifies four major elements of technology strategy, right? So four major elements. So four major elements. The first one is competitive strategy stance and value chain stance and resource commitment stance and management stance. So these are the four major elements of a technology strategy, right? So we are going to dive deep into these four major elements and we will discuss one by one each. Right. So first one is competitive strategy stance. All right. Let me explain in my own words, then we can proceed with our notes, okay? Theoretical notes. Right. For examples, guys, normally I will take Tesla as an example in most of the places, okay? So the competitive strategy stance means it isn't one of the major element. It deals with how technology can support a firm's overall business strategy, right? So the firms have a business strategy. It means the overall business strategy. And the competitive strategy stance is how the technology can support a firm's overall business strategy. It includes how products are positioned and differentiated in a particular market, right? Because business strategy in the sense, how we are going to position ourselves and how we are going to differentiate our product from other competitors, right? So how we are going to use the technology to support our overall business strategy. It is something in competitive strategy instead. So for example, Tesla incorporations. So this Tesla's competitive strategy is differentiation through innovation, right? Innovation means they have to produce something very, very different, very unique. So the Tesla's competitive strategy is differentiation through innovation. So technological decisions taken by Tesla is something like they are trying to invest very, very heavily in battery technologies because they are producing electric vehicles. So EVs. So electric vehicles, they need a very heavy battery. So the Tesla is investing in heavily in battery technologies and also the autonomous driving without driver or assisting the driver, the car should be drive automatically. So autonomous driving. And also they're updating their softwares very frequently because they have to differentiate their vehicles from the traditional cars market. So this technological edge supports the Tesla's product market strategy of offering high performance electric and self-driving vehicles, right? If you well know about US, the Tesla is very famous for their electric vehicles. Their sensors are very, very sensitive. So that is the competitive strategy stands for Tesla's company. Now let's look at the notes. So students, this competitive strategy stance, it means one of the main element of technology strategy. It focuses on the technology decisions that essentially support the corporate and business level strategies of the firm. As you know already, we know about corporate level strategy. It means overall scope of the firm and the direction of the firm. That is corporate strategy. We are taking the decision to decide the scope and direction of a firm. That is something called corporate strategy. And business level strategies, we are thinking about the company's market positioning and differentiation at the market stage level or industry level. That is business level. So all companies have corporate level strategies as well as the business level strategies. So the technology decisions that essentially support the corporate and business level strategies of the firm are at competitive strategy stance, right? So examples, I'm taking examples. The technologies support the firm's product market strategy, right? How we are positioning ourselves in the market. And the technologies enable a positioning or differentiation for that particular product. So that's what I have taken an example for Tesla. So Tesla is heavily investing in the battery technology for what? They are going to differentiate themselves in the product market strategies, right? And they are positioning a high performance electric vehicles market leader. So they are differentiating, right? So the technology decisions under competitive strategy stance, this is something for your examination purpose, right? So you have to understand, guys, in the technology decision, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 things. The first one is when you are taking a decision about the technology, you have to think about the choice. There are two choices in the technology decision. The first one is differentiation related because you are choosing the technology that should differentiate your product or services from your competitors. If you are going for that choice, it is called differentiation related technology choice. So what does it mean? You are going to choose a good technology that is going to differentiate your product from your competitors. So that is where you are choosing a kind of technology. It is called differentiation related technology. So otherwise, you are going to choose a particular technology. It means you are going to apply the knowledge to create some softwares or tools or systems. So that is strategy, right? So the technology choice, if it is related, cost related, it is something called cost related technology choice. So in the differentiation related, for an example, they have explained something like that. The choice of technologies to be included within the firm's products or services level, right? So differentiation related, it is going to be your firm's products or services related. So let me explore this further. So technology choice, this is the first one, okay? This one, technology choice. There are two orientation. It can be a differentiation related, it can be a cost related. So if it is a differentiation related, what does it mean is companies choose technologies to be included within their products or services. Just focus on the highlighted text here. Within their products or services, right? So this technology should affect how these products or services are delivering to the customers. So within their products or services, to create a unique selling proposition. This is the reason the customers are buying their product. So that is the unique selling proposition. So the choice of technologies to be included within the firm's products or services. And I'm having an example for you here. So here, guys, we can take Apple Incorporation as our example. Okay. So consistently integrates its own iOS into its products and differentiating its devices from Android-based competitors, right? So let's read it again. So Apple incorporation consistently means continuously integrate its own iOS, right? iOS is owned by Apple incorporations. You cannot see iOS operating systems in any of the Android system. It can be Samsung, Oppo, or kind of, there are thousands of brands, I think. They are using the Android operating system because I don't know whether you know or not, Android is an open-based operating systems. Any company, even Google, even Samsung, Oppo, anyone can take the operating system of Android and they can develop. But for iOS, that operating system that only can be used on the Apple's product lines. The iOS operating system can only used by Apple's Macs, iPads, and iPhones, and even within the iWatches. You cannot use that with Android devices. So it is differentiating the Apple products from Android-based competitors. So this strategy, what is its strategy? The strategy is the iOS operating system only work with iOS Apple's company's devices. That is their strategy. That is their technology choice. So their choice is not cost-based. Their choice is differentiate-based. So they are differentiating their products from other competitors. So this choice called differentiation related technology choice. So they are choosing the technology that is differentiating their products from their competitors, right? Am I make sense, guys? Did you understand? Am I make sense? What I'm trying to convey you, did you understand? Differentiation related means they are not considering about the cost or expenses or the price. They are considering about the differentiation. They are trying to differentiate their product from other products people. So they are very unique, right? And if the technology choice is cost related, that means choice of technology is used internally within the firm to reduce the cost of its operation. So they are trying to reduce the cost and being the cost leader, being the price setter, the minimum price setter in the industry. They are not focusing on differentiation, they are focusing on the cost. So they are trying to produce a particular good product within a lowest price as much as possible. So for an example here, you can see, you can see the image. It is something related to a warehouse in Walmart. I hope so. You know Walmart. Walmart is a very big supermarket chain in US. So Walmart distribution center wears RFID technology. Did you heard about RFID technology? Radio frequency identification devices, right? In each and every product, they will embed this RFID text. So if they want to count the inventory of a particular items, they will just walk around the warehouses with the RFID scanners, and the scanner will collect all the information about the inventories, right? So that is called RFID. So they are using this RFID technology for their efficient inventory management and showcasing how the technology is used to reduce their operational costs. Because there are billions of products will be there in the warehouses. So how they will enable the employees to take the counts without the RFID technologies, right? If they are going to count one by one, it will take years to count. So the simple technology with the RFID text, they can count even billions of products within a simple walk because of the scanners, because of the technology, right? So this is something cost related. They are focusing on the cost because we are using the technology. So it will reduce our cost, employee cost, right? So they can produce that good with a minimal production cost. So the price will be very low compared to other people because other people or other competitors, they don't have that RFID technology. So they will produce so much of cost in their warehouses. So the cost will be added to the one unit price, right? So you have to know that the technology choice, it can be a differentiation based or cost based. It is very, very important, guys, because we are going to talk about in further sessions about cost differentiation and also other differentiation. So cost basis is something, one technology choice. You can choose the technology to reduce the cost, or you can choose the technology to differentiate you from other people. So there are two purposes. So that is one of the technology decisions, right? And other one is technology leadership. Technology leadership. So technology leadership in the sense, you might be the one introducing some kind of a technology, right? So deciding whether to lead or being the first to introduce the new technologies. So let's see the notes here. Deciding whether to lead by being the first to introduce new technologies or to follow and improve upon technologies introduced by competitors. What does it mean? It means you are the first one in the market introducing these kind of new technologies to the services, to the firms. Otherwise, the technology already there, you are just following that technology and improving the technology's weaknesses, then you are making some kind of value addition there. So you can be a leader or you can be a follower, right? That's why it's called technology leadership. So for an example, here we have taken the example of Samsung, right? I'm taking the example of Samsung. So Samsung is known for being a leader in display technology, right? Here I have included the words. So Samsung is the first one producing any display technology. They are often being the first to introduction of new screen technologies in its devices, not the Apple. Apple is focusing on design, but actually Samsung is the first one. They are focusing on display technology. So they are the one uh, introducing new screen technologies very first time. Okay. So deciding whether to lead by being the first or to follow and improve the technologies introduced by the competitors. So you have to think about that is something called technology leadership, right? And the third one is technology entry timing. It means the timing of new technologies into the market, in which timing you will enter with that particular technology in the market. So for an example, the timing of new technology introduction into the market, which can be early as the pioneer or later after the market has developed, right? So let me have a very good example for you. Did you think, guys, Google is the first search engine introduced, right? Did you think Google is the very first search engine introduced in the world? No, that's not the truth. The actual truth is, before Google, there was so much search engines, but the timing, the timing of the Google, it's very perfect, because when they are entering into the market, the search engine market, it is well strategized, because that is the time the internet usage was skyrocketing. That's the time the internet usage is well popular in the world. So that is the time they come across with the search engine. So it's fired. So they got a very good customer base, and they are the one of the market, what do you call it, the industry leading company, right? So this is one of the examples. So the timing of the new technology. Are you going to introduce a new technology and going to adapt a market for you a new technology, or after develop the market, you are going to introduce the same technology? So your timing. And the fourth one is technology licensing. So technology licensing in the sense, technology commercialization or offer under license. So technology commercialization or offer under license to other companies. It means, I don't know how many people know about Qualcomm companies. Okay. Qualcomm is a very big, largest company, right? So this is the company licenses its wireless technology and patents to various smartphone manufacturers. So you heard about the word CDMA, LTE technologies. These are the technologies used in our smartphones to connect to the world, right? So if we want to use the CDMA technology and LTE technology, we need to pay the royalty fees to the Qualcomm companies because they are the one giving the license to their technologies, right? So this is the one of the model, right? So how we are using the technology. So there is something called technology commercialization or offer under a licensed method. So these four term, we are calling this as a technology decisions under competitive strategy stance, right? You have to take these decisions. If you want to go for differentiation related or cost related, it is called your technology decision in technology choice. And you have to take a decision whether I'm going to be a leader or follower in introducing the technology. That is the technology decision. And also the time, are you going to enter into the market before the market developed or after the market developed? The timing of your decision. And also, are you going to give your technology for commercialization purposes under the licensing method, right? So these are the technology decisions under your competitive strategy stance. Okay. So remember, where are we? We are in the BMW framework. There are four major elements. Within that four major elements, something called competitive strategy. In that competitive strategy, we are learning the technology decisions. Okay. Right. Then let's move to the next one. That is something value chain instance, right? Value chain instance. So value chain in the sense, in which ways we are adding value to our products or services. It's a very important concept. So value chain stance refers to the use of technology across various activities and functional entities of a firm. So how we are using the technology in various activities and functionals within our firm. Okay. So this model is introduced by Porter's value chain. Okay, Porter's, and it is calling Porter's value chain model. This is very, very important. So here he has identified, right, two items that are, the first one is activities that directly add value for the firm's customers directly, right? And the second activities that support above value adding activities, right? So it means, let me show you the Porter's value chain. You can see in your study text also. So this is very important. Okay, I cannot stress enough to you. This is very, very, very important in your examination. In each and every paper, you will have this. You will have questions around this topic. Okay. So the primary activities. You can see my mouse cursor. These are the primary activities. What are the primary activities? Inbound logistics, operations, outbound logistics, marketing and sales, and service. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 primary value activities. It means these are the 5 activities that is primarily adding value to the product or service that the company is offering, right? And the support or secondary value activities, it means these activities, it means the procurement and technology development and human resource management and firm infrastructure. So these are the 4 activities that is supporting the primary activities, right? If we have the primary value activities, then only we have to have a support or secondary value activities to support the primary value activities, right? I hope so you are getting my point. So what does it mean? Let's explore it one by one. So first we will discuss about primary value activities, and the second we will discuss about the support or secondary value activities. So in the primary value activities, as I told you earlier, there are 5 elements. So inbound logistics, operations and outbound logistics, and marketing and sales and services. You have to remember this, okay? So you have to remember there are 5 primary value activities in the value chain, that are inbound logistics, operations, outbound logistics, marketing and sales, and services, right? So now let's explore with inbound logistics. As you can see in the picture, inbound logistics means, what does it mean by inbound logistics, right? So inbound logistics, it's all about you are receiving the materials in the factory, right? You are storing your materials in the factory or warehouses, and you are managing that inventory, right? So these are the items. It means normally it's happening in your warehouses, receiving your inventory materials for your production. So these processes, these activities or these functions, we are calling as a inbound logistic. It means you are getting your raw materials, your items, and storing them and handling properly and issuing to the production departments. These activities are called inbound logistics, right? Within your firm warehouses before the production, right? So it is referred to inbound logistics. Inbound logistics means you are delivering your materials for the production to your warehouse, and you are handling the material in your warehouses, and you are storing and stock control systems and your operations. So operations in the sense you are convert that resource inputs such as the materials and people into a final product. So these all are. So the productions and handling the materials and storing them in the warehouses and issuing properly to the production departments and making the goods. Yes, it is all about the inbound logistics, right? Am I make sense, guys? Are you understanding what does it mean by inbound logistics? Here I am taking an example. For example, guys, for example, let's take it as an Amazon warehouse. If you see and imagine it is the image as an Amazon warehouse, so they are utilizing the technology like Kiva robots. These robots are calling Kiva robots. It is actually in their warehouses, okay? Kiva robots. These Kiva robots in their warehouses, they are streamlined the receiving, right? They are the one receiving the goods. They are the one making the stock arrangements. They are the one making the inventory management process. So which significantly improves their inbound logistics. So we are learning about the value chain activities, and this is the one of the main major primary activities because of a subject is called digital business strategy. Always we are focusing on the digital transformation, how we are transforming our normal activities by the use of technology, by the use of digital business strategy, right? So this is something called inbound logistics. This is one of the primary activities on your value chain. Okay, this is the value chain, right? Then let's move to the second primary activity, that is operations. Okay, that is operations. So operations in, it means in the production department, in the plants we will produce the products, right? So I have taken the example of Toyota. Let's assume this is the Toyota car production plant, right? So the Toyota is a very famous for their use of automation and just in time. They are using the JIT system. It means just in time systems. If they want the production, and then only they will order the materials from the warehouse and they will get it. They are not going to put so much of raw materials in their warehouses. So they are using the automation system through the robots and use of highly sophisticated machineries and their JIT system, just-in-time systems. So the company operations are very much enhanced by technology, and they're minimizing the waste and improve their production efficiency. So Toyota is very famous for their JIT systems because they are using the technology just-in-time systems in their operations. Operations in this are normally producing the final product to the end consumer through using the raw materials. So input to output. So the company's operations are enhanced by technology that minimize waste and improves the production efficiency. Right. So that means operations in the sense, in similar word, it's a production, right? So your operations, it means you are producing the actual product. So how you are using the technology, right? You have to analyze in the value chain. And the third primary activities in the value chain is outbound logistics. So outbound logistic in the sense, guys, you are going to issue your final product to the end consumer from your final product warehouse to your customers. So all the logistic activities are called outbound logistics. So this is DHL. So DHL means it's a very famous brand for courier service, right? So the DHL uses the technology for their packaging, and also even from the entire world, you can have the tracking and route optimization reports. So they will give you a tracking code, and you can track from the origin of the product, right? So that kind of technology they are having. So it improves their delivery of product to customers, and it is enhancing, and it's a very efficient manner, right? So that is something called outbound logistics. So outbound logistics in the sense, we need to handle the passage of the finished goods to distributors. It means the outbound logistics means you have to deliver your final product to the consumers from your warehouse to the customers. So all the related activities are called outbound logistics, right? So that is something called outbound logistics. So let me know, guys, did you understand inbound and operation and outbound? So inbound is receiving the materials from your supplier and handling that properly and orderly stocking that in your warehouses. These kind of activities are called inbound logistics. And operations means actual production in the plant. And outbound logistics means after the production, your final product, how you are going to deliver that final product to the consumer. So these are activities, outbound logistics. Did you understand these three concepts? Because it's very important. Am I make sense, guys? Because it might be the language that is not very familiar to you, but anyhow, you have to come out of your comfort zone and you have to learn. Did you understand about inbound logistic operation and outbound logistics? Students, I'm just asking, can you understand my English, please? Can you understand my English? Is there any problem in my language? Because I want to make sure you are getting my points. And also I'm trying to transfer my knowledge to you. If it is work only, we can continue, right? Okay, let's move to the fourth part, the fourth primary activity. That is something called marketing and sales, right? So we are going to focus on the marketing and sales. So the inbound and operation and outbounds, it is always related with the product, right? You are related with the materials, raw materials in the inbound and the production in operations. And after that, you are going to deliver that product to the customer. So these three are the main. And after that, the very, very primary activities, the most primary activities is marketing and sales. Both are different. Okay. Marketing is something different and sales is something different. So for that, I have taken the examples of Coca-Cola, right? The Coca-Cola, they are using the data analytics technologies in their value chain because marketing and sales is very important. And they have the robust customer base. So they have the data, billions of data of customers. So they are using the data to analyze their customers and they are understanding their customers' behaviors and customers' preferences. And after the data, they are targeting the marketing campaigns, right? And very, very efficient sales strategies. So the marketing and sales simply, it's very self-explanatory, the advertising, promotions, and other marketing activities. But how you are going to use the technology to advertise your products, how you are going to leverage the technology to come up with your marketing ideas and boost your sales values and in numbers. And after that, the final one, service in the sense after sales services, right? After sales services, the Apple is the very well known example. So Apple provides excellent post sale support. So guys, always remember, if a company is only focusing on inbound operation, outbound and marketing and sales, after they got the money in their bank, they are not, if they are not concerning, if they are not caring the customers, they cannot earn the respect of the customers and they are losing the repeated customers. So a company primary activity should be services. It means after sales services. They should have after sales services. So after sales services means customer services, after sales services. If there's any issues, if there is any problem in the product, and if they want any guidelines, so there should be a customer care centers, right? So the Apple is provide a post-sales support and services through their Genius Bars. It's called Genius Bar. They are calling that as a Genius Bars. That is their term they are calling for their customer service, right? So in that, they are providing staffs to that Genius Bars and they are quickly diagnose the issues of the customers and they are offering the solution to the customers. You can see in the latest SLT offices also, right? If you're going for a SLT office, they are having kind of a very good systems for their customer supports now. So this is something, the fifth one. So these are the primary value activities, guys. So if there is a company, they must have inbound logistics, how they are receiving their raw materials, and operations, how they are using that raw materials in the production parts and making the final product, and outbound logistics, after the final product produced, how they are going to deliver to the customers, and how they are using the marketing and sales and services. So for ourselves, we need to know what kind of technologies can use to reduce our cost in inbound logistics, and what kind of technologies we can use to enhance the performance and efficiency and reduce the cost in our operation, and what kind of technology we can use in our outbound logistics and marketing, sales, as well as service. So if you know the technology and the value chain model only, you can analyze your entire business into the primary value activities part, and you can think, okay, in my inbound logistics, what kind of technologies I can introduce, in my operations, what kind of technologies, in my outbound, in my marketing, even in digital accounting, I always think, okay, how we can get the materials, right? So how we can get our raw it means inputs from various sources, because I'm always a learning person. I'm always collecting notes from other people, and I'm always following the international lecturers and what kind of methods they are using in their several courses. So that is our inbound logistics. So what kind of technologies the international lecturers are using. So that is all about our inbound logistics. It means getting kind of raw materials, right? In operations. So in operations means we are using the mind map technology in our operations in delivering the product to the customers. And outbound logistics, we are using the Zoom technologies and also the enrollment forms and automations systems. If you are entering your details, and we are automating that to the WhatsApp numbers, right? So you are immediately you are receiving the enrollment details. So these are the kind of technology, and we are using the marketing, right? All the social media platforms. So I'm using all the technologies, Google ads and Facebook ads and whatever the social media platform. Once I finish the products, and if I believe, okay, I have finished all the past papers, and I finished all the lecturers up to a certain level, then definitely I will involve in marketing. Then no people will stop me actually. So for the moment, I have restricted my marketing because I need to improve my products. If I'm going to market heavily, then it's going to be a very big challenge, because I have to increase the staffs to more than 100 people. So that kind of primary value activities we should have. So then we will focus on the support or secondary value activities. So support or secondary value activities, it is support the activities that are primary activities. So the support the primary activities of a firm. So the first one is firm infrastructure. So if you have a firm infrastructure, right? How many people are there, right? And who is the CEO? Who is the manager? Who are responsible for these particular activities, and who are under him or her? So you have to have a good firm infrastructure, then only you can have a primary activity. So it will help your primary activities. And also you must have a good human resource management, right? How your employees are treated, right? So it's very important how that trainings are going on. And the technology development phase and procurement. So you have to remember this: firm infrastructure, human resource management, technology development, and procurement. So those are the support activities. Support activity means these are supporting to the primary value activities of these 5 items, right? So the first one is firm infrastructure, right? So firm infrastructure means, I'm not going to do any definition for this. Just I'm trying to explain to you through an example. So guys, all of you know Google, right? The Google, it's using a cloud infrastructure, okay? Cloud infrastructure, not only for its services, but also as a product, right? So Google is offering a robust cloud solution to other competitors, other companies, okay? So it means if you are using the Gmail, it's a cloud-based infrastructure. If you are using the Google Drive, it's a cloud-based Google Photos. And even though they have Google Cloud, it means if you are a software developer and you have developed your software and you have to deploy your software to a certain platforms, the Google is offering, the Amazon is offering Amazon Cloud Platform, AWS services, and also Google is offering their own product. So you have to pay monthly, right? So their firm infrastructure is cloud infrastructure, right? So you can use the technology in the firm infrastructure also. And also, human resource management, simply HR. So how we can use the technology in HR? So if we take the example of Netflix, Netflix applies the technology for HR analytics and its recruitment process to ensure they attract and retain the top talent. So this is something they can use the technology, right? Netflix can apply the technology in HR analytics. So they can take the person details and which qualifications, which skills, which kind of achievements he did. So there are a lot of HR analytics they can use in the recruitment process also. And technology development means a company can invest heavily in improving their own technology. I have taken the example of Intel company. So Intel is well known for their chips, right? Even on your Windows based computers, normally you will see this Intel chip, Core i9, Core i5, third generation, fifth generation, seventh generation, there are something. So the Intel is consistently invest in their R&D. R&D means research and development. For what? To innovate new processor technologies that maintain its market leadership, right? So that is from Intel. So how you are investing in your technology development? For what? To support the primary activities. And again, the procurement. So procurement in the sense, procurement, the word procurement is similar to purchasing. Purchasing your raw materials. So I'm again taking the example of Walmart. So Walmart used an advanced procurement system. So it leverages the technology to forecast the demand. Forecast the demand means, okay, in the next year, how much products we need, the demand, right? And they have to track their billion numbers of inventory levels, right? And they need to negotiate with their suppliers. So they have to use the very, very sophisticated systems, right? So these are the main areas. So the value chain for our subject is, guys, we must understand, and it's actually a very, very excellent model, the Porter's value chain. Even in your own businesses, you can apply. So you have to know what is your business inbound, operations, outbound, marketing, and services, and what kind of technologies you can use to optimize these things. And you have to know, if we are a good company, we have to purchase the products from suppliers, that is procurement. We have to develop our technology sometimes. We must have a HR. We must have a good firm infrastructure. Then only these all will support to the primary value activities, right? So that is something called Porter's value chains. Why we are analyzing? So through these analysis only, we can get to know where we are adding value to the customers, whether directly or through our supporting activities, right? And there is another concept called value networks. So this is something called value networks. So value networks means, this is if this is your company, this is your supplier. Supplier means the persons or company who is providing the raw materials for your company. So he is in the up. So we are calling him in the upstream, right? So let's explore the nodes first. A firm's value chain exists within the value chain network. So this is the value chain network. So within the network only, a firm's value chain in the sense, already we have seen that inbound, outbound, that's diagram, okay? So see, the inbound logistic is connected to the upstream firms. So upstream firms means with the supplier, right? Inbound logistic means we are receiving the raw materials from the supplier. So supplier in the upstream. So we are calling this upstream firms or players in the value chain. So upstream players. And the outbound logistic is connected to the downstream firms. Downstream firms in the sense, the firm, we are going to issue our products to our suppliers. So the suppliers will issue the products to the consumer. So the firms have upstream. So upstream in the sense, the inbound logistic is connected, and downstream firms, this distributors, right? Distributor is connected. So the inbound logistic is connected to the upstream firms or players in the value chain. One or more suppliers will be there. And the outbound logistic is connected to the downstream firms, players, distributors, or retailers, right? So this is the distributors, right? So this is how a value network is working. So simple concept, this is not a big thing. And we are in the third. So identifies four major elements of technology strategy. This is the place we are in. Okay, I'm again reminding, we are in BMW framework. There are four major elements. We have seen competitive strategy stance and value chain stance, and the third one is resource commitment stance. So resource commitment stance in the sense determines the amount of resources committed to enhance technological capabilities as a part of the technology strategy. It means simply the amount of resources we are going to give. Okay, this is not a big thing. And management stance means about your organizational structures and management systems and leadership styles you are going to use it in your firms. So these are the fourth major items. So remember guys, we are going to face an MCQ based exams. Only it requires, did you understand the words, concepts, and recall the idea behind that, and just simply tick the answer. It's not going to be a very hard exam, but you must know and learn each and every concept very, very understandable manner, right? I hope so. I make sense to you. Right. So then let's move to the other concept called what technology is to develop. So now you know about strategy, technology decisions, and value chain and value networks. So now what kind of technologies you have to develop? Okay. So if you are in a boardroom and deciding with your board of directors and they have understood we have to develop a strategy, we have to develop the technology for that. So now what kind of technologies you are going to develop? So in this section, guys, I'm going to introduce you something called the technology strategy and the business strategy. So as I told you earlier, business strategy is to focus on achieving the vision, mission, and values of the organization. And technology strategy means how we are going to leverage the technology to achieve our business strategy. So there is an interlink and interplay between the technology strategy and the business strategy. Because if you are having a good technology strategy, and you will achieve a business strategy. So if you are having a very good business strategy, very broad and high level business strategy, but you don't have a good technology strategy, you will lose your opportunity in the market and other people will conceive it. So business strategy aims to achieve a sustainable competitive advantage. It's a very important word here, okay? Sustainable competitive advantage means you have to be with a competitive advantage for a long-term period. That is the meaning of a sustainable competitive advantage, right? So competitive advantage means what? Again, I am reminding competitive advantage in the sense you are having resources, you are having the capabilities, you are having the competencies that is not with other competitors or other players in the market. So that is something called competitive advantage. So that competitive advantage should be sustainable. That is, if it is your business strategy, and you must have a technology strategy to achieve that sustainable competitive strategy as your business strategy, right? So let's move some important aspect of your examination paper that is called Porter's generic business level strategy. So, right? This is a very, very important part for your examination. This is always will be there on your examination. So generic business level strategies, it is introduced by Mr. Porter in 1985, right? Generic business level strategy. So you must understand this diagram here. And before I explain this diagram, let's explore something different, right? As I said earlier, guys, in this Porter's generic business level strategy, there are three strategies, okay? The first one is called cost leadership strategy. And the second one is called differentiation strategy. And the third one is called focus strategy. As per my previous explanation to you, you might have some kind of knowledge about cost leadership strategy. It means the firm is focusing on producing goods or services at a very, very minimal price. Cost leadership. They are focusing on the reducing the cost. Differentiation in the sense they are focusing on unique features, right? Unique things to embed in their product or services. So then they can be a differentiated product supplier. And we are going to look at about focus strategy then. Then simply we will explore about cost leadership strategy. So the cost leadership strategy means, guys, the firms pursuing cost leadership aim to become the lowest cost producer in the industry. Simply industry means what? If there are 100 companies, they are producing the same products or services, and we are calling that as an industry. So within that 100, among that 100 companies, one of the firm is trying to become the lowest cost producer, right? So they are following the cost leadership strategy. So they are going to become the price setters in the market because they are the one producing the goods or services in the very minimal cost. So they can offer the very minimal price. So they are the minimum price setters in the market. And differentiation strategy is something we can define as creating products and services that are perceived as being unique across the industry. So across the industry, among the 100 companies, we are going to be a unique person, unique product. Our product is a very unique, right? So it can be achieved through high performance goods or services, high quality goods, and we are having a fast delivery systems, and we are having the customer customization. According to the customer customization, we are making our products. So these are the kind of things it can make your product or services as a differentiation. If you are focusing on the uniqueness, you are focusing on the differentiation strategy in simple words. Okay. Then focus strategy. So the focus strategy, guys, I can call it as niche market. Is there anyone heard about this word before? Niche market. Niche. Anyone here heard about this word? Niche. So niche market in the sense. So now, for example, we are operating our business in the very, very niche market. It means we are offering courses for the commerce-based students. The students who are trying to achieve their career in commerce industry, commerce field. And within that, we are very much focusing on AAT students. So it's a very, very niche audience. We cannot offer our services to the entire population of the Sri Lanka. We can offer our services to students who are pursuing, who are trying to achieve professional accountancy title. So that is the niche. We cannot offer our courses to the bio students, or we cannot offer the students to the engineering people. No. So niche means your particular target customers market. So what kind of niche market strategy you are using? You're focusing. You're focused on a particular market. It means the niche market, right? So the focus strategy means, guys, the focus strategies involves concentrating on a particular buyer group, right? So that buyer group, we are segmented by age or qualifications or their income level, kind of things. So particular buyer group or segment of the product line or geographical market. So the firm is tailoring its products to service to meet their needs of a specific market segment. That is something called focus strategy. You are very much focusing on a particular group of people or group, the geographical market or specific market segment. Then you are having the focus strategy. So guys, in summary, right, you have to understand here the source of competitive advantage, right? The source of competitive advantage in the sense, where are you getting your competitive advantage? Competitive advantage in the sense what? You are having something, it means something in the sense capabilities or resources or competencies that other firms doesn't have. So where you can get in two ways. The first one is the cost in your uniqueness. Okay, your sources, you have to make your product in a much affordable, very low price. That's the source you can get competitive advantage, because other people, they cannot afford to produce that goods in that much cost. So you are trying to become a cost leader. And uniqueness, if you are focusing on your special features on your product or services, then you can take the competitive advantage by making your product unique from your competitors. So these are the two sources you can achieve the competitive advantage. Am I make sense, guys? There are two sources you can achieve the competitive advantage for your company. The first one is about cost. The second one is about uniqueness. Okay, these are the two sources. And through the cost, if you are producing a good in a very minimal price, you can be the cost leader, right? You are the cost leadership. You are following the strategy, cost leadership strategy. It means you are trying to produce a product at a very lower cost. Uniqueness, if your source is the uniqueness to take the competitive advantage, you have to follow the differentiation strategy. Okay. Then again, guys, if you are trying to be a cost leadership, then again you have the strategy, the focused low cost. You can have a focused strategy and also with a low cost. And also in the uniqueness, you can have the differentiation, but focused differentiation. Okay. You are focusing on a particular market or particular niche, but with a cost leadership strategy, it is called focused low cost strategy. And also you are focusing on a particular market or particular niche, but with a differentiation strategy, that is called focused differentiation strategy. Am I make sense? Am I make sense, guys? You have two sources for your competitive advantage. The first one is cost and the uniqueness. If you want to achieve the cost, you have to follow the cost leadership strategy. If you want to achieve the uniqueness and competitive advantage, you have to follow the differentiation strategy. And within that cost leadership, you can focus on a very narrow people and you can follow the cost leadership. Then you are focused and low cost strategy. Okay. Then you are trying to achieve the competitive advantage by the source of uniqueness. So you are making differentiation strategy, but you are focusing on a particular group or particular market. So that is something called focus differentiation, right? And also, guys, you can see here, it says broad target market. It means when you are when you are having a cost leadership or differentiation strategy only, you are having a broad target market. Broad means number of customers are very high, even if you are following just a cost leadership or just a differentiation strategy to achieve the competitive advantage. But you are focusing on producing low cost. It means cost leadership, but you have focused on a particular buyer group, particular segmentation, particular geographical. So the focused low cost is narrow target market. Narrow means your number of customers are very low because you are focused on a particular groups with a cost leadership. And the same time, if you have differentiation strategy, yes, your broad target market is high. The target market is always broad. But again, with that strategy, you are focusing on a particular buyer group, then again, it's a narrow target market. So you have to understand, if you have a focused low cost or focused differentiation strategy, you are always having a narrow target market. But if you have just a cost leadership strategy or differentiation strategy without focused, you are having a broad target market. And also the competitive advantage, the source is the cost or uniqueness. So this is the explanation of this diagram. Did you understand about this generic business level strategy? Vidurshan, is it clear? Is it understandable? Umaim, Dilakshan, Subhashini, Sneha, Shahida, Netra, Rujitan, Revati, Osama, Nishat, Nafis, Jashran, Fatima, Fahmi, Danushika, Aslaf, Aparna, Abdurrahman, Umaim. Fine. Right. So in summary, guys, you can see there is something important. So here, so these are the fourth strategies here. Cost leadership. It means broad market base, right? Broad market base. What is that? The product technological change. What kind of technological change in the product? So it can reduce product cost by lowering the material content, right? You can lowering your material content, and you can reduce the cost. This is something cost leadership. You are following a cost leadership strategy, right? Then low cost manufacture. You can become a very low cost manufacturer. So you are following the cost leadership strategy. And you are simplifying the logistical requirements. So the factories, the warehouses, as much as you are reducing the cost by minimizing and simplifying the logistical requirements. So you are following the cost leadership strategy. Okay. Then differentiation, it's always a broad base again. It will enhance your product quality. You are enhancing your product quality and you are enhancing your features of the product and you are making very fast deliverability or switching costs, right? So these are the differentiation. Then cost focus means it's a very narrow market. So you are trying to become a least cost manufacturer, but you are focusing on a very narrow market, very particular people. So what you have to do, you have to design in only enough performance for the target segment's needs. So you are targeting a particular segment customers, and only you have to have a design of a product that is enough to satisfy that particular group of people. So then again, you are in a cost focused strategy, cost also with a focus strategy, and differentiation and focus strategy. So you are in the differentiation, you are going to add some features and you are going to make your product unique for the particular people only. So the product designed to meet the need of a particular segment better than broadly targeted competitors, right? So some competitors, they are broadly targeting. They are thinking everyone is our customers. But you are thinking a particular group only our customers. So you have to satisfy your product design only for that particular customer need. So then that is called differentiation focus. I hope so. I'm making sense to you guys in a very high level. Then process technological change. So now we have analyzed about product technological change. Now we can move to process technological change, the process, the activities. Now, the learning curve process improvement to reduce the material usage or lower the labor input. If you want to reduce the material usage or lower the labor input, you must have the learning curve process improvement. It means if one employee or one person newly joined, there is a learning curve. They will learn all the process in 3 or 4 months with a heavy usage and heavy material usage. So you have to reduce that learning curve and improve the learning curve by through enabling a good training and good mentoring, so kind of things. So the process development to enhance the economies of scale. So it will reduce your entire unit cost. And here in the differentiation, the process development to support the high tolerances, greater quality control, more reliable scheduling, fast response time to order, and other time dimension that raise the buyer value. So these are the things you can introduce in your process technological change, right? Then for the cost focus, process development to tune the value chain to a segment's needs. For the particular segment's need only, you have to make the process development in order to lower the cost of serving the segment. At the same for the differentiation, the process development tuned to the value chain to segment need order only for that segment, right? I hope so. I'm making sense too for this particular concept. So again, guys, the cost leadership, I'm going to have some simple explanation for you, then you can easily get my point, okay? Let me give 2 minutes. Right. So students, cost leadership, okay? So I'm going to explain to you cost leadership differentiation, focus, low cost, focus differentiation through simple examples with visualization. So just see this boy, okay? The cost leadership, right? Let's take as an example, let's take our student's name, okay? Abdur Rahman, okay? This is Abdur Rahman. So Abdur Rahman is sells lemons, okay? These are the lemonade. So lemons. So Abdur Rahman sells lemonade at a lower price than anyone else, right? There are 100 shops are there, but Abdur Rahman is the one selling very lower price than anyone else. So he buys his lemons and sugar in bulk. Bulk in the sense he's buying thousands of lemons, so he's getting a very low unit price, and he's buying sugars in very large kilograms, so he's getting a very unique, very low wholesale price. Okay, that is his strategy. So he buys his lemons and also sugar in a very large quantities, and also he uses very simple cups, not a fancy cups, very high quality cups. No, he uses very simple cups instead of the fancy cups. And he doesn't spend much on the decoration. Okay, he's not decorating the shops or decorating, or no, he doesn't spend much on decoration. So this is the way he's having a very low price than anyone else, and he is attracting the customers and who want to have a good deal because he is the cost leader. This is the example of a cost leadership strategy. Did you understand? Vidurshan, Subhashini, Sneha, Shahida, Netra, Rujitan, Revati, Oshama, Nishat, Nafis, Jashran, Fatima, Fahmi, Danushika. Right? This is cost leadership. And when we are talking about differentiation strategy, right? Let's think about this. Let's take Aparna, okay? Aparna is an example, okay? This is Aparna, right? This is Aparna. So Aparna also selling lemons, but she is different from other people. So she use some organic lemons, okay? Organic lemons means by very naturally cultivated lemons, organic lemons, right? He's saying our lemons are very organic, and also he's adding some unique flavors, right? A kind of unique lavender or mint, or to make the taste is high. He's using some kind of flavors, and also she serves her drinks in very colorful manner. He used some kind of uh, flavors to make it is very colorful, and also he is using a reusable bottles, right? So because of these features, people are willing to pay more for Aparna's lemons, okay? Because it's like a special lemon juice, because it tastes and looks very different from other people. So she's following a differentiation strategy. Am I make sense, guys? Did you understand the difference between a differentiation? Because she can charge a premium price or high price than other people, but still people buy the product because of the uniqueness, because of the differentiation, right? Now let's move to the focused and with a low cost, right? Right now, for an example, guys, if you see Abdur Rahman or Aparna here, they are in the very broad market. Broad market means anyone can buy their lemons. So who can afford a very minimal cost for Abdur Rahman? Who needs a very differentiated product? Anyone. There is no focus. But the focused and the low cost in the sense, let's see this example, another example. It is for focused and low cost. So again, I'm taking an example from Just Run. Okay, let's take Just Run. So this is Just Run, right? So Just Run is selling, right? Oh, wait, let me. No, I'm going to shift the images. Give me a second. Right. I'm going to shift the images here. The image is shifted now. Right. This is Jashran. Okay. This is Jashran. So now Jashran is selling the same lemons, but he is selling at a school bus, near to the school bus, near to the school. Right. So Jashran set up his lemonade stand near to a school bus stop. Let's assume it's near to the school bus stop. And his lemonade is very simple and very cheap. It means very low cost. And only he sells it to the kids getting off the bus. Okay. And also, since he doesn't need to travel far or spend money on advertising, he can keep his cost low and still make a profit. So this is, guys, focused low cost, because school children, school kids, they are not willing to pay much money for the just a lemon juice. He knows that very well. So he is focusing on the school kids and with a low cost. So his lemons only for the school kids. So he is focusing on a particular customer, but his strategy is, I need to be a low cost. So it is a narrow market because it's not for all the people. Right? At the same time, we can see about focus differentiation. Focus differentiation. So focused differentiation in the sense, let's assume again one of our students. Okay, let's assume this is Nafis. Okay, Nafis. So let's assume this is Nafis. So Nafis also selling the lemons, but for the local sports people, right? So Nafis sells his lemons at the local sports field, and his lemonade is very specially made with like a what do you call electrolytes or something, some kind of flavors that will boost the energy of the sportsman, right? And it helps the players to stay hydrated, even though his lemonade is cost a bit more, the price is very premium, but athletes and sports people are willing to pay for it because they know it helps them perform better. So he's charging a premium price, and he's differentiated but with a focused. So same lemon he's selling with his differentiation strategy but focused on the sports people. So he's charging the high prices. So this is the 4 strategies, guys. So you have to be focused low cost or focused differentiation or differentiation of cost leadership. It depends on your strategy. Am I make sense? Did you understand this 4 concept? Because this is very important. If you have a cost leadership or differentiation, your market is very broad. But if you have a focused low cost or focused differentiation, your market is narrow. If you have a focused low cost, you are charging a very low cost. If you have a focused differentiation, you are charging a premium, but you are in a very narrow market, right? I hope so. I make sense about this strategy, right? So now you are well equipped with a generic business level strategy, right? Now let's move to the Porter's another concept called activity positioning strategy, right? So this is something like this. So in this chart, we are covering the number of customers covered to low to high and number of product or services covered low to high. So Porter's activity positioning, you can position your product or services by need-based, excess-based, variety, need-based, variety-based, or excess-based, or both variety and need-based. So there are something called. So before I come to explain this, let's move to here. Let's explain one by one. Variety-based first. Right. So variety-based strategy. So variety-based strategy means, guys, a firm's producing a subset of product portfolio covering an entire industry's products or services. Right. Let's take an example first, then only you can understand very well. So let's take an example as a McDonald's. Okay, this is McDonald's. So you can see the McDonald's. right? So McDonald's, guys, McDonald's offers a variety of fast food items, right? So variety means they have burgers, they have fries, they have salads and other desserts. So by providing a broad range of menu options, McDonald's caters to different tastes and preferences within the fast food industry. So if the McDonald's is something like that, it is a broad, right? They have a variety based strategy because they have a lot of varieties. Then they can attract a lot of customers, right? This is something called variety based. So that's what I'm saying. Subset of products portfolio. This strategy helps firms to deploy their resources to specific areas to cater the demand at a lower cost, right? This is something called a variety based strategy. So see this here. If you have a variety based strategy, your number of customers is high, right? From here to here, you have a number of customers also high, and the number of products or something also something here. So this is your market position there. Then the second one is need based positioning strategy. So need based positioning. Let's have an example first. Then it is easy. So there is a brand called Peloton. Peloton, I think. Peloton. They are very famous in US for the gym equipments and providing a high-tech stationery, something like that. So this Peloton, that targets the fitness enthusiasts, right? The fitness enthusiast who is love to have gyms, who is love to have fitness, something like that. So they target the fitness enthusiasts. So this is their target customers, fitness enthusiasts who value the convenience and immersive workout experiences. They are high-tech stationary bikes and subscription-based workout classes. So they have subscription-based workout classes. Cater specifically to this niche audience, addressing their need for convenient at home fitness solutions. So they are giving home fitness solutions. So they are very, very focusing on a particular need audience only. So they are targeting to a specific customer segment who is fitness enthusiasts, right? So if they are focusing on that customer basis, that is something called, that is need-based positioning strategy. So a particular customer segment to fulfill their needs. A firm has to orient its full value chain to understand that niche customer needs and to create the value to its customers and ensure the maximum customer lifetime value, right? So that is something called need-based positioning strategy. So if you see need-based, see the number of customers is very low compared to the variety-based. In need-based, number of customers is very low because it is for a particular buyer group only, right? That's it. And let's move to the excess-based positioning. So excess-based positioning in the sense, again, I'm going to have the example first. So you might search in the Google, there is a brand called Dollar Shave Club, right? So this Dollar Shave Club targets customers who need affordable shaving products, right? So what they're doing is they are not like a traditional retail stores. They are offering a subscription based razor delivery. It means, so what their business is, they will deliver to 2 weeks time, or every month, or every 2 weeks, or every week, according to our subscription. They will deliver a new shaving kit, right? So directly to their consumers' needs. So this Dollar Shave Club provides a convenient and cost-effective solution for customers who may not have access to or prefer not to shop in brick and mortar stores. So they want a very, very customized and high quality products, and they are giving a each and every month solution for a subscription based. So this is something called access based positioning. So we are giving access to our products, so they will be the repeated customers. So targeting customers that have a similar needs, that is access based positioning. So these customers do not have similar access routes to the product or services. So this is something access based positioning. So you can position yourself variety based or need based or access based, or both variety and need. You are giving a variety and also a need based also, right? So these are the positioning strategies, guys. This is also Porter's activity positioning strategies. Give me a second. Right. So I hope so you have understood the variety based and need based and excess based, right? And also the both variety and need based. So these are maybe tested on your examination paper. And also, guys, congratulations. I hope so. We have concluded this 1.2 strategic management technology. Now, you know about the explain the concept of strategy in the context of technology management and discuss the alignment technology strategy with business strategy and technology development, right? So we have completed this 1.2 and we have this 1.3 to cover this 10%. In next classes, we will have something called concept of technology transfers and modes and routes of technology transfers and identify the formation and importance of knowledge. So if we cover this 1.3, we have covered your 10%. It means we are ready to take 10 marks from your paper. Okay. So that's it, guys, for today's class. And thank you for being for a long time. And let's see you in the next classes. Have a great day. Thank you.